Sakafed, what's up, my beautiful people from all corners of the world? Welcome to episode 2 of Culture Invasion. And in this episode, we're going to do a little exploration into beliefs, values, and attitudes, as well as dating in the 2020s and options for dating, such as the passport dating flex. As always, we like to mention we are an adult podcast. Details available on our website, cultureinvasion.com/about. I suggest you navigate to the site to gain additional info about us before you find yourselves offended. Now, before we move forward, it's maxim time. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. The world around us is not an absolute reality. Your reality is subjective to what you choose to explore in this vast world. What you limit yourself to and experience is your own responsibility. Choose wisely. Let's get it. Before we get into the heavy stuff, I want to ask you, my audience, if a movie was made about your life, what would the title be? I'm not going to tell you what my title would be just yet. I'm going to discuss that in future episodes with my guests. I think it's going to be pretty fun to see how they respond to this. So we're going to use that as the core question for season 1 and then go off into our own tangents. But as we dive into the deep end, we're going to touch upon what beliefs, values, and attitudes are, how they combine to form our behaviors, cultural influence, and wrap it all up in a bow to show how it reflects upon our dating in the Western world. Some of this content is pulled from writings that are out there on the web. I did a fair amount of research to kind of combine all of this to a comprehensive small package. Again, we're just going to touch on these basic fundamentals. We are not going to do a psychological analysis. 2 of the sources, one being Carl Jung, he's a well-written psychologist. Another, Mohan Kumar out of the UK. What are beliefs, values, and attitudes? In our various roles throughout life, personal, educational, and professional, our beliefs, values, and attitudes are constantly interacting with those of our peers, our friends, our family, our mentors, our teachers. We seem to instinctively like the individuals who share our core values and beliefs. Harmonizing our value systems is what initially makes a relationship successful. With beliefs, these are our assumptions and convictions we hold true based on past experience, either good or bad. Values are worthy ideas based on things, concepts, and people. Attitudes arise out of core values and beliefs we hold internally. When you combine all these together, these experiences, worthy ideas, these core values, they become our expressed behaviors. They become the way that we react. It's how we bundle up who we are, in some cases for some individuals, straddled by our spiritual or religious beliefs. And in that, you also add a dash of mental health, that human element. Always keeping in mind individuals' personal capacity and capability to communicate and understand. With cultural influence, we're looking at the Western world of influence. We're looking at consumerism. We're looking at family structure. We're looking at the cultural proliferation of social engineering devices. With the consumerism side, there's the division of what money does to us. Be it division based on race, class, sex, religion, political. We're not going to get into the other 4. We're simply going to concentrate on the sex side of it, being we're discussing relationships and dating. But in the end here, with money. Money is being made off of our ignorance. Consumerism and taxes. Both men and women are in the workforce like they've never been before in history. In the end, this is just funneling money straight to the government via taxes. This is the new world economic order. Both parents, both relationship partners, both male and female, in the workforce. We as a society fell for it hook, line, and sinker. While feminism did fight for the right for women to receive equal, we as a societal structure have suffered for the imbalance in gender norms. They've been challenged. From that challenging of gender norms and family structure, you now have a degrading of what a classic variation of a family is, where all of the nurture and resource gathering feeds the family with a balance for survival of the family. Now, gender norms have been challenged and also represented in homosexual relationships as being successful. So this isn't to say that hetero as well as homosexual relationships aren't successful in the United States, but the vast majority are pitted against challenges that destroy them. A lot of times, even within just dating, individuals don't get to the point of discussing the future and how the balance of family structure will work. The cultural proliferation of social engineering devices, such as Instagram, Snapchat, OnlyFans, TikTok, have created viral beliefs that have dumbed down humanity in general. There is a disease, a mental rot, that is caused by the kicking off of these endorphins that push individuals. We're looking at this from a man's perspective, so pushed women to expose themselves, again, like in no time in history before. The digital world, the internet, social media, causes us to move faster than we ever have before. And unfortunately, there is an entire culture centered around selling oneself. What this equates to in the end is a false sense of satisfaction received from social media. So the individual that you are involved in is not captivated by you. They don't love you. They're in love with the attention from social media in the developed world. This is one of the strongest influences impacting dating. So we're here today to discuss anecdotal evidence and what can be gleaned from one man's experience and the input of
LaToya.
So, listeners, we have
interesting.
This is going to be interesting. This is going to be lit. We have the bird's eye view of a woman who's going to be providing her input as I go along here. Dating in the United States has proven to be a challenge for me, and we'll discuss that. I'll discuss that as I go along, including, there's always the detractors, naysayers that will say that my game isn't up to par. So yeah, we're going to discuss that. To start off with, these are anecdotal observations that I've gathered over the past years. Anecdotal is basically evidence that can be gleaned from experience. Many people don't know what that definition is. This is a shared experience or an individual experience that makes a point. a neighbor's experience with their doctor, your review of a TikTok, or a 5-star rating online of an Airbnb stay. So you're hearing firsthand my anecdotal experience. Buckle up, snowflakes. It's going to be a hot and unpleasant ride. All right, we're going to start off with baby mamas. It takes two to tango, but women control sex. I don't care how you look at it. Women control sex. A man can't have sex. Well, I mean, a man can have sex by himself, but that's a different story. But in order to have heterosexual sex, a woman has to invite him or allow him. A woman controls sex. She also controls the incubation of a child. Again, baby mamas. There are over 30 forms of birth control in the United States. There are over 30 forms of birth control in the developed world, including non-hormonal options. Again, including non-hormonal options. There seems to be this horrible objection to birth control in general. It's all about accountability. If you're not the one going to the store to shop for the birth control that you need, or working with your doctor to get the birth control that you need, that's your fault. That's your accountability. All right, moving on. The average divorce cost, if amicable, just you and your chick, around $500. The nightmare scenario, possibly with alimony, over or upwards of $20,000. With kids, which is a whole nother arena. And of course, this includes overtime, right? You have a child, you're supporting that child to the age of 18. On the average, looking at upwards to the 100,000 mark. Don't forget, that's year over year, okay? This isn't necessarily the lower end of the average, but this is the average. You're looking at the $100,000 mark. I'm going to say this. I witnessed and was exposed to our court system in my teens, watching my mother clean my father's clock. Rightfully so, but the point remains, let's not bullshit. How many of you have gone through this? How many friends do you have that's gone through this? How many family members? Explain to me why it's worth the risk to get married, for a divorce to be filed against you that is an absolute paycheck for a woman. Let's move on. Family court. You get that divorce. Now you have family court. You got the kids involved. Again, tilted grossly to the woman's rights. Now, there are naysayers out there that say that, well, there's men out there and they just don't work hard enough. They don't fight for their children. They're not working towards being awarded custody. They don't try hard enough. Guess what? Men do. But they are outliers. They are not the norm. So you can spin this however you want, but when you look at the statistics, men do not gain possession of their children. I know men who have succeeded in court. Again, I'm going to be balanced. These are men who are outliers. They are financially extremely well off, or have kept the receipts every step of the way through the relationship leading up to the divorce, and have fought tooth and nail to prove that the woman was unfit. Guess what? The women are either whores or drug meth addicts. In either case. Okay? So if it's not an extreme case, an outlier situation, men are not tilting the court system in their favor. Period. Full stop. It's not happening. As we continue, Toya, Feel free to chime in. All right, you guys ready?
Very interesting.
Prepare yourselves. On the average, modern Western women do not date to marry. There are no intentions behind their actions because there is nothing that they have to offer other than sex. And improving oneself beyond that is work. I mean, what do you have to do to you ask a modern Western woman, what does she bring to the table? That horrible question. They are the table. Well, tables are 4 legs bent over. So what, you on all fours? That's what you bring to the table?
There are so many things you can bring to the table. There's so many things. What can I say? This is a good one.
Marrying me means I am the table. No, there are defined gender roles. Zero consideration for balance in the courtship. It's all about me. It's all about me. I'm the woman. Protagonist complex. I'm the most important part of this relationship. The world will center around me and my preferences and desires. You little man thing, you're just the accessory. That is the literal behavior.
I think that is selfish.
And it's all selfish. It's all illustrated in inconsiderate behaviors that I've seen.
Mm-hmm. It takes 2. I think it's been selfish.
Sign language. Now, this is a controversial term because it was coined, I do believe, by the rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Sign language, which is illustrated as such: shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. Shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. SIGN, sign language. Gaslighting, which kind of falls hand in hand with that. I've been convinced that I'm wrong, even if I know I'm not. No father homes, so masculine men scare them off. And they set off red flags. I dated a woman fed with a silver spoon. And I'll tell you what, the bougie little silver spoon individuals never tasted mud. They never had a switch across the back of their legs. They never were disciplined or put within the boundaries that a child needs to be put in order to learn how the order of the world works. Misandry. Men ain't shit. I went on a date with a woman that literally told me that Lucian men ain't shit. I'm a half Lucian man.
Hold it there. Men ain't shit, really.
I went on a date. Let me tell you, cousin. I went on a date. We're sitting at a little 4x4 table. And she apparently had experience with a man who was from St. Lucia in her past. And I don't know what other experience she had. But she had to prove a point. And all men ain't shit. Lucian men are horrible.
Or probably she was looking for something different. Or maybe her hopes was high. Yeah, different people are looking for different things.
Why are you going to come on a date with me and acknowledge going on a date with me to say that?
So once you're dating a man and you're going to say that to a man, that means, guess what? That says a lot about you as a woman. So probably her hopes was high, or she was looking for something.
Oh, let's move on.
Past experiences again.
GMO women, GMO chicks, all right? GMO, government modified organisms. I don't know. GMO. I don't know how you want to relate to that. How you want to call that with women, but all I'm saying is GMO. All right? Build the bitches. Like what you build yourself. So you added nails. You add you add in the fake hair.
The
You build the BBL.
nose,
you
the
add a new
cheeks.
nose, new cheeks. You're
paws.
plastic. You're not a real woman. You're made of plastic. And with that, we're looking at women that essentially have RuPaul aesthetics. I mean, they look like RuPaul. They look like drag queens. Look. I'm not expecting. Look, cousin, I'm not expecting. This is a woman's perspective. I'm not expecting that you're going to agree with me 100%.
And guess what? You're not sure if it's a male or female.
So, yes, exactly. So, when you get to a point, right? There's a point of saturation. You've put on so much makeup, so many eyelashes, so many nails,
The hair.
so much fake hair. How do I even know that you're real?
Exactly.
Period. All right.
So be natural.
That's difficult.
I know.
Enhancing the natural beauty is difficult. It's
That is
easier just to cover it up with clown makeup.
But I'll tell you something. Sometimes you want to look pretty. You want to look different. Especially when we go out. We want to look... Because I'm going to tell you something. What I've experienced, when you go out with your man and he sees those beautiful ladies, you always look over his shoulder. He looks at them, which is fine. It's okay to look. And then you're just there and so sometimes, we like to stand out. We don't have to do it on a daily basis, but once a blue, you stand out. You look good.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's not every day. Some people overdo it.
If you're naturally beauty and your man loves you as you are naturally, when you have those moments, when you have those days where you make yourself up even prettier,
Oh.
girl. Girl. All right. Next up.
Bad pH.
Bad pH and questionable hygiene. You read that? Bad questionable hygiene, bad pH and question. I have sat in waiting rooms of OB/GYN clinics before. Matter of fact, I used to date a girl who was scared to go to her lady doctor and requested that I be in the room with her. I probably have more experience with vaginas than the average woman I've dated.
Wow.
Okay? I'm putting it out there. I'm being real. Okay. I'm just gonna throw the question out there, baby. LaToya, you can, cousin, you can answer this if you want. You don't have to. Do women wipe or do they drip dry? Because I'm telling you what, I'm surprised how women present themselves. The sense of smell is one of our 5 main senses. I can tell you that I've been offended on more than one time by a woman's feminine body odor or otherwise. These are otherwise externally pretty, sensible, intelligent women. They present themselves well, speak extremely well. Are the boss bays that have everything together. But then, when it comes down to that moment, what is going on?
So do they wipe
I
or drip dry?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. So I'm asking this from a cleanliness perspective because I'm clean. I present myself as a clean man. I don't smell like ball cheese or whatever it is that men smell like when they don't clean themselves. When I'm going on a date, you're getting tip top 10 out of 10 me. I can't, you can't reciprocate. Western women can't reciprocate. Your habits, your growth, your young understanding of how your body works and the fact that you sweat and stink and have a pH level that doesn't resonate. Okay, whatever. Like I said, I probably know vaginas better than the average.
This is a good one, It's a good one. What can I say? Everybody's different. Everybody's different. Everybody has different ways. I guess it has to be with maybe your everyday living in terms of your diet. Your diet is important. Drinking a lot of water. If you're someone, you drink a lot of alcohol, you smoke, it will affect your health. as a young person. It will affect your health, especially
and
another
your
thing
pH.
when you have like in terms of like different partners. That's the important one.
So pause for a second. Pause for a second on the different partners, because I tell you what, there's stories of women who go raw, and you've got 2-3 different men cream stirring around.
And not only that too, I'll tell you, most of the, well, I'll say lubricant, most people, they're allergic to lubricant.
Yep.
That is very important. So a lot of things can, disturb, a lady's private area. So this is why you take care of yourself the proper way. So there's many ways. There's I can go on and on, but I'm gonna leave that for some other time.
Yes, I agree. All right. Next up is being unfit and just blatantly rejecting health. Rejecting your health care and being healthy. I've dated individuals who reject health. That leads us to zero accountability.
Are you serious? How can you reject healthcare?
Let's go for a walk. Do you want to be my workout buddy?
Okay, today, I refuse walking for the second time. So that's a good one.
No, but like they make videos for couples to work out, and it's kind of pushed with a sensual side to it. There's individuals that that doesn't even appeal to, where it's built for men and women who are in relationships. All right, then we get into accountability. We have zero accountability overall until karma comes due. We've got a situation that'll be distilled down into someone else's fault at the root, or explained away with conflated reasoning. Some reasoning from outer space and the heavens, fabricated reason, instead of simply saying, I'm a baby mama because I opened my legs. I didn't call you because I was fucking another man. I didn't call you because I don't vibe with you. That's accountability. Owning up to what it is you're fucking doing. American women, Western women, however you want to package it, they do not have accountability at all. At all. No one's going to acknowledge that. I guarantee you that 41-year-old without kids is going to blame all the men.
I think some people are just being selfish. And it's for
of
themselves.
Course.
It's all about themselves. 100%.
Of course.
They are just for themselves. They don't even care about anybody else.
And cousin, feel free to interject anything that comes to mind in the opposite as far as men are concerned. Oh, again, I get it. Man-centric episode. But you're here to keep me honest. Manly vibes. The manly women. The ones that leave no role open for a man. They're only looking for a simp, someone to chase behind them and sniff their shit. It's emasculating. It's disrespectful. What is hard is tested. What is soft is protected. Women are soft. Men are the hard ones. That's the balance of life. That's the natural balance to Adam and Eve.
We're different too.
We're different. Yep. We have different characteristics. We have different roles in the relationship. It's the way that our gods intended. If you are so manly that you believe you are the center of everything in a relationship, just go date a woman. You're a woman that's attempting to be a man, go date a woman. Find your place with a woman. Find your place in a lesbian relationship. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a thing of today. The LGBTQ movement is live and well. embrace it, be the lesbian that you want to be, and leave honest men alone. So with masculinity, I've worked with women who are professionals and have been through stuff to get where they are. The proverbial, you don't know where I've been, what I've been through, what I've experienced, what I had to fight through. Cut the shit. Cut the shit. You were given an opportunity to succeed and you were prepared for it, or you weren't. Okay? So if your fight was extra hard, you weren't ready for what you were given.
Exactly. Agreed.
All right?
But to that, right? To
Yep.
get where they are, it could be, it could be different. It could be, let's say, in the workplace, they get sexually harassed. Probably for the position that they're in. There's so many. And again, it's not only women. Men as well go through the same.
Yep.
But in different ways. Maybe they get a manager to be at them 24/7 for no reason, because probably the manager does not like him, or there is something that the manager sees in him that he feels threatened by this individual. So it could be so many things, but men do. So it's a two-street.
Yep.
Two-street.
Yep. I agree.
Two-way street.
Two-way street.
Right.
Yep. But in the end, we're adults.
Exactly.
We're
I agree
adults.
with that.
It's part of our journey.
Correct.
Having children, part of our journey.
Correct.
Being in relationships, part of our journey. Having bad relationships and horrible
relationships.
experiences. It's all part of our journey. You're an adult. Buck up. Buck up. Why all the bitter sentiment? People want participation trophies. That's why. Everybody wants a trophy, a pat on the shoulder, a pat on the back, a pat on the head to make them feel better. The women that I've dealt with that I've been through no. They were strong women who didn't brag about being an adult and experiencing those things, but they were strong in their knowledge and drive. They were strong in how they led.
They're self-driven.
My managers that were women were strong in who they are as individuals, not chicken-headed, smart-mouthed, manly acting, combative. And I have no respect for manly acting women. You destroy the gender roles. Your strong independence has been manipulated into destroying gender roles. And I have no respect for them. Dating with false pretense. Again, we're going back to the fact that people don't date to marry. They don't date to accomplish anything.
What do they date for?
Fucking. And I get it. When you're 20. Right.
2022.
Right.
2022.
Right.
It's true. 2022, or what the person can do for them.
Right. Right. How can I milk this cow?
Oh, this is a hard one. This one here, dating with false pretense. Always be yourself, and always be honest. Always be yourself. Always be honest. It goes a long way.
That's the best we can hope for. But it's not what.
But everybody's not the same.
Right. And it's again.
There's people, they want different things.
Yep. All right. Which leads us to the fact that women can't bond. They were imprinted upon by Tyrone, but now it's almost a robotic dance through the flowers. There's no sincerity. They're going through the motions. No sincerity at all. What once throughout history was being grateful for having a good man that worked a good job to support the family and bring resources back to the wife to run the house is now considered just settling for less. Just settling for less.
But remember, people want different things in relationships. Most people looking for different things. Most people looking for, guess what, material stuff. They don't really want to have a relationship.
Which,
But all they're looking for is probably what you can do for them. They want the money. It's all about the money, 2022, most people, female and male, it's all about what you can do for them. It's about the money. It's not about to create that, relationship, to elevate each other, to be better. Oh, what they do? Go out to parties, clubs, get drunk, get the expensive vehicles, the clothes, the shoes. They don't think of, okay, in 10 years time, where do I see myself, or what do we want to do? Do we want to invest, put our money together? What can we do in case if we have kids? Do we gonna have enough money to send them to college? People don't really care about those things now. They only care about sex, out, maybe how many persons they can slam in for the month.
Right.
Oh, he looks good, she looks good. They only go for appearance, not the heart.
right. Exactly.
So
We now go into separate bedroom culture. And
out the door, please. Out the door. No separate bedrooms. Out the door.
And
I'm not living like that. I'm
what
sorry.
about hyphenated last name? Rosary dash Johnson dash Samuel dash.
I'm moving the Johnson. I'm putting Rosary back.
Like what? Like how many last names do you want? How many hyphens are you willing to disrespect the husband with?
Exactly.
Flaking on dates, no replies, bailing out on dates at the last minute, taking forever to respond to text messages. Look, I don't understand.
Guess what? If you're really into somebody, you really like somebody, you will reply to them. Throughout the course of the day, you're gonna send on little notes, little messages.
You know what
That means that you know what? That says take forever to respond, that they're giving somebody else their time.
Boom. You know what they say in America? The alpha male fucks, the beta male cooks.
Okay.
There's many different ways of saying it, but the alpha males that have the women's attention are fucking them.
And again, take forever to respond. It's not everybody. Sometimes the person is at work and they can't have their phone.
That's to be expected.
So that can be something else.
That's expected and respected. Mm-hmm. That's respected.
Don't expect me to have my phone.
I do not ever.
On my phone.
Oh hell no.
Okay.
Oh God. I would never expect a woman who is a professional on her grind to respond to me immediately.
Exactly.
There's no way.
So it can be different things. Maybe I'm on break. Let me send I'm a break for 15 minutes. Let me send a quick message. And that's it. But most people, yes, they take forever because guess what? They are entertaining other people. And that's life. That's part of life. Who said it's going to be easy? It's not going to be easy.
And entertaining other people, 9 times out of 10, she's got an entire stable of steeds waiting to rearrange her guts. Look, it's just my turn with her. And it's what it goes back to, right? Yep. She's got an entire stable of niggas waiting for her to text back.
And as I say, it's a large country. This is a huge country.
Yeah, and again, this is all
so they can have somebody in every state.
Right. This is based on Western dating. This is based on Western culture. Yes, West is UK, and I've heard the same thing from my brothers in the UK. But I'm looking at where I'm at, right? So this is Western culture. Absolutely. Meal tickets. Going out dates. Feeding them. Spending $70 an evening.
$200 US.
$200 an evening. $250. $400 an evening with drinks and expensive 3-course meals. And this is cool. This is cool.
That's once a while, right? Not every night or every weekend.
Once in a while. Definitely not every weekend.
I know some women love to go to restaurants every weekend.
We're smarter these days.
Okay.
So we're not doing this.
So we grocery, we go to the supermarket, we shop, we get back home.
Oh, you mean cooking? Were you thinking cooking a meal for a woman at home?
Of course. Home cooked meal is the best.
No. Really? No. They want Smith and Walensky, and they want Ruth Chris, and they want the cheaper ones might take Olive Garden or Red Lobster.
I mean, once in a while you can treat your lady, but a home cooked meal is the best. You cannot go wrong with that. And from scratch, not to open a pack of macaroni and read the label and put it on the fire in 5 minutes. That's not cooking.
No, and
cooking is from scratch.
Right.
Yeah. Like how we do it in St. Lucia, you know what I mean?
Right.
Fresh cooking.
Right.
It's better.
Survey: how many women out there know how to knead dough and or make dough that produces bread in the end? I'll take your responses at cultureinvasion.com. Feel free to email us. Moving on. Spiritually bankrupt. Where is your spirit? Who do you worship? Is it TikTok? Is it Tinder? Is it Facebook? Who do you worship? Who's your God? Because again, as I mentioned before, you don't own your girlfriend. OnlyFans does. So, who do these women worship?
This is why social media is the devil playground.
Indeed. Psychological manipulation. We have a new trend, Toya, here in America that's called soft girl summer. What they're doing is, the soft girl era. They're out here being thoughts in the summertime that in the wintertime they need somebody to cuddle up with because they done fucked their options out of the way and nobody respects them anymore. So what they're doing this year is they're coming up with an era supposedly of where they're soft, where they actually are going to acquiesce to a relationship and the dynamics of being feminine. When in fact, they ain't shit but just hard ass bitches. It's not gonna last long, man. This is a viral trend. It's a viral, I don't care. It's a viral trend.
Really? I've never heard of that before.
Oh, it's new. Oh, I'll show you some videos. We're not live on video streaming, so we're not gonna do any videos for our guests. We're only podcast, but yes, I will show you some videos offline and get you up to speed on how these.
Okay, how it works.
So look, in America, some people are going to be like, bruh, you ain't got no game. So let me tell you this much. My Yelp page has 5 stars, good reviews, plenty of them, including long-term relationships. And, yes, I know how to eat a good meal. This is cultural in America. This is embedded in Western behaviors. It's cultural. We label our actions like we're kids, like we're children. Your action is to throw game at a bitch. I got game. You play games. So you're gaming a woman, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so then the women respond, right? You ain't got no game, right? But what's the next thing out of a female's fucking mouth? Mm-hmm. Men play too many games. So look, okay. So that's a black culture thing. That's a black culture thing, all right? So now I'm hitting at the heart of things with the black culture. That's fine. Accept it, black culture, okay? Accept it, black Twitter, all right? He ain't got no game, but at the same time, black men play too many games.
But you
make that fucking make sense.
Okay, so
make that fucking make sense.
Okay, so let me explain. Okay, so she's saying to the guy, "You ain't got no game, right?"
Right.
Okay. And men play too many games.
Right. That's the very next thing after they get.
So the man that has all the game, then she's going to complain that he's playing too many games, but you asked for it.
Right.
That's
right.
confusing.
The man plays the game, runs the game on the woman. He runs game.
Yeah.
He runs his game on her.
Wants.
And it's what she wanted, but then she wind up with a fucking baby.
Right.
Man play too many games. This nigga done got me pregnant.
Or she's going to tell you, you got no game, but she's going to get a guy.
You ain't got no game.
But then he's going to play her.
But he got game, and then he going to play her because he got 15 other bitches that he's gaming.
That's right. And guess what?
And flying bitches out to his hometown.
But guess what? The thing, let me tell you what happens most of the time. When the men disappoint them, who they run to? Who do they run to?
Either the top dude or their girlfriend. because
Okay.
we all know
For
that.
comfort.
Yes, we all know that girls comfort
And
women.
again, as I said, everybody's human. Everybody make mistakes. Yes. At the same time, some people are. I will tell you. Let me tell you. They are emotionally damaged.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Emotionally damaged.
very well
So
put.
whatever relationship that they go into, guess what? And they're already damaged from the past, they're gonna bring that in. Now that's where they're wrong. Because you might be hurting an innocent one.
You don't take the pain that you have to the next relationship.
Exactly.
You get the mental health support you need. You take the time out that you need. You reflect that as you need. So here, to my detractors, you're right. I don't have game for women because I don't have time to play games with women. Who has time to play games with somebody else's life? I'm not trying to play games with somebody else's life. They're already, like she said, damaged. 9 times out of 10, the women that I have met, we play texting games. We play dating games with no intention in the end. No intention for what the end result is. We waste time leading people on while you're trying to figure yourself out, playing mental health games with other individuals who are stable and ready to start something real.
And that is dangerous. Very dangerous. Everybody has different minds.
Girl, let me tell you, if I play games on my computer. I have game pads. Matter of fact, I have a Discord channel to share what I play with my friends because I don't play games with humans. I play games on a fucking computer.
I agree.
I have charisma and I have my God-given talents. I have my intellect. I have a great skill of conversation. And that allows me to know women better. I don't need to play games with women for love. Look, it really is that bad, my people. This is the literal dating culture blight that is here in America, in the Western world. R.I.P. to Kevin Samuels. Look, he warned y'all bitches. He warned everybody that's out there what was coming. He tried to prepare people to be better individuals, to better themselves, to stop fucking around and having fucking kids so that you can be better prepared for the man that you want. Because y'all want them 6'6"s. You want the 6 foot tall, 6 inch dick, 6 foot,
Oh.
six figure income.
That's going to damage the inside.
They ain't printed on. They already had Tyrone. They like that shit. Fuck. So look, for the meantime, for me, and cousin, you already know where I'm going with this. In the meantime, for me, and for my brothers out there who have experienced the same, I'm telling you, go where you are celebrated, go where you are wanted, go where you are desired and appreciated for what you are.
Go get those passports. Come on, what are you waiting for? Go get those passports.
Dating overseas. And we're going to start with Genesis 24:24, Isaac and Rebekah. So let's read the passage. And Abraham said to his senior servant, I want you to swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of earth, that you will not get a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites, among who I am living, but you will go to my country and get a wife for my son Isaac. And according to Genesis 9:18, the Canaanites were a wicked, idolatrous people, descendant from Noah's grandson Canaan. I gotta be honest, Toya, I think the passage speaks for itself. I mean, for my son, from the daughters of my people.
Of course. Why not?
I have no place among the whores, the wicked, and the idolatrous individuals here in the Western world. I will find a wife amongst my father's people. Which leads us to the Passport Bros movement.
As I said, go get those passport bros.
See?
See that? Get those. Hello.
This shit is not scripted, y'all. She's called it. She called it. All right. The Passport Bros are men who understand that Western women have partaken in bathing in the Kool-Aid past the point of no return. They are in the matrix. This is their matrix.
And that's where they find peace and happiness, comfort.
The consumerism, the money, the 666, the delusion. These men get their passports and enjoy happiness and peace with fit, feminine, and friendly women from foreign lands. So, in my experience over the summer, okay, I had a bad romance. Before then, I had been watching the Kevin Samuels tapes, the live Kevin Samuels stuff, recaps of his older stuff. There was a part of my journey as a man that was sorely lacking. I didn't have the support of a male role model as every young man should. So as a man, as I grew up and as I developed in the dating world and my own opinion of how, and my own experiences, I discovered Kevin Samuels. While it wasn't until I was in my 40s, he still offered information on how to better myself to just fine-tune being a man. I didn't necessarily need everything he offered, but I needed that bit. The other side of him was that he was very vocal about correcting essentially the same kind of things that I've listed in my anecdotes. As I came out of that relationship, reflecting on Kevin Samuels and the logic and knowledge, I stumbled upon a young man by the name of Austin Holloman. Austin Holloman and the Enlightened Western Men, which is his platform. And let me tell you, he is absolutely repulsed with dating in the Western world. He figured out the problems early. And there is nothing at all wrong with that at all. There's been a lot of detractors. There's a lot of people who claim to have some kind of logical objection to men who travel overseas to date, which is fucking weird in and of itself, because the merchant marines and literally almost any single man who's in our armed forces has dated a woman overseas, especially those who have been deployed. I mean, obviously. All right, so I find detractors, and I find people, women and men, extremely weird and obsessed, almost to a mental health level, with individuals who choose to exercise a God-given option to purchase a piece of paper and purchase a plane ticket and get on a fucking plane to do what they want to. Yeah, obsession with other individuals' activities is extremely weird to me. That aside, Austin has sparked and led with Enlightened Western Men a great cause that I subscribe to. As Genesis 24:24 states in the beginning, I will be exercising that as well. I will be finding my wife amongst my father's people.
Oh yes, same here. Probably in the United States, I don't know.
You're going the wrong way.
I'm not gonna look for anybody.
No.
God will send me my husband.
It'll happen sooner or later.
No, it will happen naturally. It will come.
So I wanna throw some shout outs out there to a couple individuals who also have provided input and reinforcement in the issues that I've seen. We're gonna throw them out to It's Complicated YouTube channel, and we're gonna throw them out to Just Pearly Things. Just Pearly Things is pretty non-gender specific. They have women and men in a lot of their discussions, which is absolutely great. It's Complicated is basically a interview channel that exposes nature just by asking simple questions. Another contributor is Danica Marie, Dope Discussions. She's a YouTuber. I, in my life, have never come across a woman willing to put her throat on the line against the womanhood and for black marriages and relationships. She tears the womanhood down, breaks them down, and helps build them back up. But of course, you're only going to build what's receptive. Toya, thank you so much for joining. I know it was a little bit much.
That's fine. That's okay. I enjoyed it for my first time. I really enjoyed it.
But I'll tell you what, more than anything, I do appreciate your honest opinion. I do appreciate 100% your input. Thank you so much for providing our listeners with a feminine view. Okay. A classic feminine view.
That is correct.
Of my experience in the Western world, and even beyond my own experience and what my affirmations have come to. I appreciate that your honest opinions of what I was saying coincided for the most part. That is in and of itself, it speaks volumes for what I've experienced.
Yeah, and I would say one thing. We are not here to throw anyone under the bus, but I believe it's part of life. It's an everyday thing that people go through. So our queens and kings, we can do much better. As I said, it's a two-way street. Okay? Life is about a balance. It's about balance in your life. It's not about this luxury and vehicles and expensive shoes and clothes. No, it's about elevating each other. So I'm very, very happy and proud to be part of this podcast with ATN Rosary. Thank you so much for having me. Ladies and gents, you have an amazing evening. Please stay safe, stay dry, stay warm. Big up yourself.